So even after the very unfortunate news that the Bulls received just hours before this game that DeMar DeRozan has entered the health and safety protocol and will miss tonight's game, and like for the next week or so, more on that in a little bit because it hasn't been confirmed yet whether in fact he tested positive, and it could mean that he returns to the court sooner rather than later. But even after that news, and with the Bulls losing one of their best players, it did not deter the Bulls from coming out and playing their best basketball despite the circumstances, and they went on to win their 4th straight game and improve to 17-8 on the season and are now tied for the best record in the Eastern Conference. So what's going on, everyone? You were listening to Bulls Central here. Hope you're all doing well. Guys, this is my 3rd upload of the day as I have my weekly preview video, and then I had the emergency upload for the quick breakdown of DeRozan entering the health and safety protocol, and now this post-game video. So apologies for all the uploads, but it has been a whirlwind of a day, back and forth, good and bad news, and it ended in great news. So make sure you're subscribed if you're coming on the channel for the first time. I'll be covering the Bulls all season long. But anyway, as for this game, I mean, honestly, there are so many guys to call out and what they brought to the game tonight, and I'll try to make sure that I don't forget anyone, but everyone was stepping up tonight without DeRozan, Caruso, Javonte Green, and Kobe White. From Zach Lavine carrying the team on his back, especially in the 3rd quarter, all the way down to even Matt Thomas, who contributed in his own right. But where I want to start is with the Chicago native, our rookie, our 2nd-round draft pick, who continues to look more and more like the biggest steal of the draft so far in Dosunmu. Look, the thing about Ayo that I love, because what he does on the court doesn't necessarily always show up in the stat sheet, and that's his hustle, his grit, and also his absolute confidence and fearlessness in not being afraid of the moment. And in his first start of his NBA career, he steps up in a massive way with the Bulls being shorthanded, having the best game of his career, and he played the most minutes than any other player on the team tonight with 42 minutes, putting up 11 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. You can tell this guy has multiple triple-doubles in his future as his career goes on because he's proven to be a great passer with his impeccable court vision for his age and experience level especially. And not only that, he's a great defender, which enables him to get quick steals and plays in transition for others. Ayo was also efficient tonight with his scoring, choosing his shots wisely. He went 4 for 6 from the field, more often than not choosing to defer to other guys, which again is another reason why I love Ayo so much, because the confidence is there, but the self-awareness is also there to where he's not trying to do too much, and also recognizing that he's a rookie and still has a lot to learn from these other players. Now, we talked about how, while DeRozan is out, however long that might be, that Zach Lavine is going to have to take more on his shoulders in terms of the offensive load. And some people didn't like me characterizing it that way. Like when I said that Lavine needs to step up, it doesn't mean he's slacking and that he now needs to step up as if he hasn't been stepping up before. You know, he's actually playing phenomenal basketball, more so that just by losing a guy who's been putting up 26 points per game in DeRozan, that's a big loss for the team. And more of that burden gets placed on Lavine's shoulders. And boy, did he step up in a big way tonight, carrying the team, especially in the 3rd quarter, when at one point the Bulls had gone on a 17-2 run led by Lavine. He was playing smart basketball, getting guys involved, keeping the ball movement going, and he finished the game with 32 points on great efficiency, shooting 13 for 23 from the field, hit some big threes. But what was more impressive to me is that in a game in which DeRozan was going to be out, Lavine managed to put up not only great scoring numbers that he did, but he also notched 8 assists. Like I said, getting other guys involved and relying on others to step up rather than just looking to him to score on every possession. And then, of course, you had Lonzo Ball and Vucevic both really step up in big ways on offense tonight when they needed them. Both not only put up 20 points, but each of them also had 10 rebounds, crashing the glass over one of the best rebounders in the game in Nikola Jokic. Lonzo, who had some big threes in this one, shooting 4 for 8 from 3. You know, he was also getting it done on defense with yet another game when he was blocking shots like a big man out there. Last game he had 3 blocks. Tonight he finished with 4. He was also plus 16 on the night in box plus minus. Now for Vucevic, a great game on offense, 20 and 10, but didn't necessarily have the best shooting night. However, where Vucevic really stepped up in this one, and we talked about this in my weekly preview video, and that was containing Jokic, and he did very well in staying in front of him tonight, not giving him easy looks. Jokic really had to earn his buckets. Jokic still got a triple-double, but holding the former MVP to 17 points on 6 for 17 shooting and 1 for 5 from 3 was critical in the Bulls winning this game. I said in my video in this morning that as long as Vucevic can keep Jokic to under 20 points, that will be a huge win and a key to a victory in the game. And then how about Derrick Jones Jr. stepping it up tonight in his first start at power forward? This guy is all over the floor at all times. You know, people like to focus on his athleticism and highlight reel dunks, but the dude is a hard worker and hustler on both ends of the floor, and his length and wingspan has been huge for the Bulls when they have been depleted in size. He finished the game with 12 points and 9 rebounds. And even the bench guys showing up decently well tonight, especially Troy Brown Jr. and Tony Bradley coming in and playing some solid minutes. I actually can't believe that Matt Thomas played 19 minutes tonight. It still amazes me that Billy Donovan refuses to play Alize Johnson. Like, I really don't get that one. He's one of the few actual power forwards on this team that has some size, and you're allotting time to play Matt Thomas over him. Just doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but then again, that's why I'm not a coach and just some random guy on YouTube. Now, as a team, what I love seeing from this game were a couple of things, but most importantly, the pace and ball movement that the Bulls were playing with, passing very well, playing incredibly in transition. They were making sure everyone was getting touches, tiring out the Nuggets on defense. The Bulls finished the game with 25 assists, and on a night when they didn't have DeRozan and Caruso, I really thought there were going to be more isolation ball plays rather than heavy passing, but we saw the opposite. The other thing I liked was that the Bulls absolutely crashed the Bulls tonight and rebounded by committee, and that's what you need to see on a night when you're shorthanded. Everyone needs to be fighting for the rebound and loose balls. And when you're going up against one of the best rebounders in the game, and the team still walks away out rebounding the Nuggets 55-51 with 13 offensive rebounds, that's the kind of thing you want to see from your team on a night when they're playing with fewer men. And then finally, the Bulls took care of the ball tonight, limiting their turnovers to only 11 in total. And even though the Nuggets did a great job at taking care of the basketball as well, they made sure they were committing, or not committing, I should say, any unforced turnovers and not letting the Nuggets defense get in the flow and rhythm of their offense. Seriously, guys, the reason this is such a big win for the Bulls, because I know some will say, well, it's the Nuggets and they were shorthanded themselves, but it's about how they responded to adversity. You go into shoot around and learn that one of your best players is going to be a last-minute scratch from the lineup. You also learn that one of your main glue guys in Caruso is going to be out as well. For most teams, that gets to you mentally. That impacts your morale and performance on the court. But the Bulls came out completely unfazed by what had just happened and remained confident that they can still compete no matter the circumstance. And it feels so great because you haven't seen that kind of mentality or confidence from a Bulls team in so long. Hope you guys enjoyed the game as much as I did. Thanks for those who joined in on the live chat. The Bulls are off tomorrow, and then we'll take on the Cavs on Wednesday, so be sure to tune into that game as the Bulls look to make it a season high 5 straight wins. Until then, guys, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I do post daily Bulls content. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.